Welcome to Spencer Hospital Health Talk. I'm Rebecca, and through Spencer Hospital Health Talk, I get to connect you with some of the healthcare leaders in our region and what's happening behind the scenes here at Spencer Hospital. But most importantly, we get to tell you how that benefits you. Our very first guest is Brenda Tiefenthaler, President and CEO of Spencer Hospital. Welcome, Brenda.
Hey, thanks. I'm happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
I have a quick question, though, right away. Is this fake or can I drink it?
I got you water, and I put a little bit of ice in yours.
Oh, very good.
I didn't put ice in mine because I don't like that.
Might look sophisticated if once in a while I just take a little sip.
I think that's a great idea. Okay. Now, Brenda, you have a long history here at Spencer Hospital. Can you tell us a little bit about your path to becoming hospital president?
Sure. So I've been here, it'll be going on close to 26 years. That's a long time. Kind of makes me feel a little old.
You don't look old enough for that.
That's sweet. You have to say that because we're on air, probably.
Yes.
I worked a lot of places before I came here, bigger hospitals in different cities, and then kind of moved back closer to where I grew up and got a job here. I started as an ICU nurse. It was called Special Care Unit at that time, and then advanced to Assistant Director of ER and ICU, and then became the Director of the Cancer Center here. Cancer nursing is my background, so I did that for about 5 years and then became a Vice President of Patient Care, and then a Senior Vice President, and then the CEO. I have a funny story, though.
Okay, go ahead.
So I came from a lot of big places, and when I took the job here, I remember thinking before I started, I don't know if this is really going to work out. This is a really small hospital, and am I really going to be challenged? And how many patients do they probably get? And so that's my story of saying, I just don't really know. And then I started here, and within 1 week, the culture here, the people here, the things that we were doing were amazing. I was like way surprised. I was like, wow, I'm doing some big stuff here. And being a little smaller, I got just a little bit more independence because you didn't have as many resources. And I can literally tell you to this day, this is the very best job that I have ever had. It's why I've stayed this long. It's amazing. It's worlds apart from any other position or job that I had. And it really comes down to the people.
I think that that's a common misconception that we're just a little hospital.
Yes.
And once people come here, the people stand out, the number of services, the level of care, it typically does surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, it was amazing because in the bigger places, you would leave your unit and you'd like go to the cafeteria for lunch, or you'd have to run to the lab, and you pass lots of people in the hall, but you didn't know anyone. Here, you step foot out of any department and you're going to see 10 or 15 people, including providers, and everybody's saying hi and you're chatting, and it's amazing. I probably waste the most time here at this hospital when I go to get my lunch. It's like a social half hour for me because I run into so many people and I end up chatting and talking, and it's just fun.
I will tell you, I have heard that your schedule gets off in the afternoon because of that.
I know.
Your hallway chatter.
It happens.
Well, that background really sets the tone for providing patient-centered care and for really showing how we care for our community. What are you most proud of about Spencer Hospital?
Probably the same answer. I'm most proud of the people and the culture we have here, but I'm also so proud of the high quality care and services that people can get from Spencer Hospital. And that's all the way from the provider to the clinical staff, to the housekeeper, to the nutrition, to the accounting. Every person that comes here and shows up contributes to the great quality care that we give. And everyone who shows up is here for the right reason. And that is our mission to serve. And I feel strongly about that. You can't work a lot of places and know that everybody shows up for the right reason. And I feel like that's what you get at Spencer Hospital. Here, it's all about the patient.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I'm most proud of, is that everybody has that same philosophy. It's really about the patient. And when we're trying to solve it, something that comes up or a problem gets handed to us and we're like, well, how are we going to work through that? It's really from the patient perspective is how we look at that.
It's been interesting for me working here because that's not just patient focused areas of working, but it's also any department you're in. Even if you never come in contact with a patient, the question is raised almost on a daily basis. How does this affect the patient?
Correct. And so it's hard not to be proud of that.
Mhm.
It's honestly what sets us apart.
That's awesome. And then that kind of goes into the next question. How is it that the people make such a positive difference here?
Yep. So here you are going to take care of your neighbor. You're going to take care of a family member potentially. You're going to take care of a friend of a friend. There's always going to be some type of connection that is made, and it really makes it feel like a family. And so I just think that, again, it comes down to the people and the resource. Our greatest resource is our people, and our people delivering that high quality care, do it with heart.
That's definitely true. And our name is Spencer Hospital. We're located right here in Spencer, but we have rural clinics in Milford, in Hartley, in Sioux Rapids. We've got a dialysis center in Spirit Lake as well as here in Spencer. And I think it's so interesting that you talk about the people and that there's always a connection to our patients. And that just helps us, I think, make that connection and care a little bit more. But the people who work here at Spencer Hospital don't just live in Spencer, they live throughout the region. I think which also really helps us connect even further and helps us make that regional hospital. So even if you're coming to Spencer Hospital for care from outside of this community, you still have a connection here.
You really do. I like to say we have like a 12 county draw in our
Mhm.
patient population. And many people come to Spencer to shop or to do to see businesses or have family that live here, even though they don't live here. And so you really are going to run into somebody you know or a friend of a friend when patients come to seek their care here. I think it's been a great strategic move for the hospital to have clinics in the outlying communities. We get a large draw from that as well, and it can bring people to get other services here at Spencer Hospital.
I
So
think it's also helped to increase the level of care and the health of the rural communities around us because people aren't putting off their care. They're not putting off seeing their provider because they have to travel so far. Instead, they can just go down the street.
And I think, you make a great point. That's not just about, I don't want to leave Hartley and come to Spencer to get my care, but it's also about providing services that maybe you don't have to travel to Sioux Falls to seek care because we can do that via telemedicine or we can bring specialty services here. I have a lot of people, whether it's vendors or outside people that will come to a meeting that will say, wow, I did not realize how big Spencer Hospital was. Wow, I didn't realize you offered all those services. So we offer a lot here at Spencer Hospital. We try to stay innovative. We try to make sure that we're meeting the need for access to care. And how can we do that? Because wouldn't you rather wait in a waiting room knowing you're only a few minutes from your home than wait in a waiting room and know you have a 2.5 hour drive to get back home after? So I think, our mission here is to bring the services here to the people that need it.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier that people are surprised at all the services we offer, and I think that that's just a really good reminder that if you're talking to your provider and you need advanced care, it's always good to ask, hey, can I have that done at Spencer Hospital? Because so often people don't know about all of the services that are available here because you don't think about it until you need it. And so it's always a good bet to check, hey, can I get it done close to home rather than having to drive a distance?
Yeah, bigger isn't always better. And so, lots of times you think, gosh, I need to go to this great big hospital to have the services done because they're going to be smarter there. They're going to be more knowledgeable. They're going to have better services. They have more providers. That doesn't equate to high quality care always. You can get high quality care at the large center, but wow, surprise, you can get high quality care and the same type of care here at Spencer Hospital, even though we're smaller.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Now, that probably leads in a little bit. What sets Spencer Hospital apart from so many other hospitals?
It's just that. It's that you're going to enter into Spencer Hospital and be surprised at all the things that we do. So, what sets us apart is I think that we listen, we
Mhm.
try to assess what the needs are, and we try to make those changes to meet those needs. And I think that's the luxury of being kind of this community hospital is that you have the luxury of being able to talk to patients and families and community and seek input from those that work here. And again, because we're independent, we're able to make some local decisions and we can make decisions quickly. So I think that's really what sets us apart, is that we have the luxury of the community and we can take the input and determine what we need and kind of make those changes locally when they make sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, you mentioned Spencer Hospital is an independent
We
hospital.
are.
Now, that is pretty unique in the ever changing healthcare world that we live in. How has Spencer Hospital maintained its independence, and why is that important to the region?
So it is very important to be independent again because you can make local decisions here. We know best what our community needs, what our patients need, what our staff and providers need. And so we're able to keep that local. Gets rid of some of the bureaucracy that you can have.
Yep.
I do think that being independent, also our ability to stay independent really happened long, long ago. It's from probably the first leadership and the first people that used to work at Spencer Hospital that built this great reputation brick by brick as they worked. So those of us who are working here now, providing care here and leading through this, we're really taking a foundation that was already awesome and we're just trying to build upon that. And I think that has kept us strong. We've been efficient. We have been financially healthy. We make sure that we take care of our people, and your people, again, are your greatest resource to care for patients. I think, again, our culture allows us to be independent because our reputation is heard vast and wide. Come here. They're nice. They're going to care. They take care of you. I also think we're able to be independent because of the breadth of services that we offer.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, with that independence and the services we offer, we often refer to Spencer Hospital as a leader in healthcare in the region. What does that mean? And how have we become that leader?
I believe that we're a leader in the region because, and I know I keep saying the same thing, it is the people and the providers that provide the high quality service. So, again, we are a top 100 rural and community hospital. Out of that top 100, we've been a top 20 a few times,
Including this year.
I know, it's yay, yay, yay. And again, I think that, again, really sets us apart. We not only have a great culture, but we deliver a great service. We have good quality outcomes for our patients. I think that people trust us to get their care here. And you can't say enough about how important that is for independence. You're right. There are a lot of places currently in the last 5 years that really struggle to stay independent. But that's our mission. That's our strategy. We put things in place to make sure that we can stay independent. Now, with that said, you have to be smart and do partnerships where partnerships make sense. One example of that would be our electronic health record.
Yeah.
In order for there to be continuity within that record and all of the places that also contribute to the care of patients, it's nice if we can all be on one record, and we can do that through a partnership to be on the same record. Makes it more convenient for patients as well.
Oh, that's great. Yes, absolutely. Now, I know Spencer Hospital has recently embarked on a new strategic plan. What went into the creation of that, and how will it benefit our region?
So I view strategic plans as a GPS you'd have in your car.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the roadmap. You know where you're going. And if you plug that into GPS, you're going to have a couple choices. Do you want to go the fastest route? Do you want to go on an interstate?
I like to go the route that never puts me on gravel.
That's a good route to do.
Yep.
Good route to do because you can chip your windshield.
I
if you
do not need to do that.
Yeah, correct. So that's really what a strategic plan is. We know where we want to go, and it's really the roadmap of how we get there. What I always like to caution people is we do strategic plans in a 5-year cycle, and it is exactly that. It's 5 years. So there are things we're doing right now. There are things we're going to start in a few years. There's things that you do throughout the whole 5 years, but you cannot do everything at one time. So what was unique that we did this year or last year when we did our strategic plan was we made sure our first step was to do focus groups. So we did focus groups not only with providers and staff, but with community members. We did that with patients and families and get everybody's perspective on what does Spencer Hospital do well? Where do we have gaps or things that people would like us to consider? And then we put all that information together, and then we place that under our foundation pillars, which are people, service, quality, and stewardship. And we make sure that everything that we're working on or doing falls with under one of those foundational pillars that we have here. And so then from there, we then develop action items out of that we want to work on. For example, recruitment is big, not only for staff, but for providers. And throughout the whole 5 years, we want to be sure that we're maintaining good recruiting. Quality, there's lots of initiatives we do there to keep advancing our quality and our outcomes for that. Long-term facility planning. We want to stay modern in our facility. We have a brand new, awesome emergency department. What is the next thing that needs updated? Because you have to take care of your facilities.
Is it the marketing studios?
It is. I thought we could just redo your office.
Oh,
that'd be
that
highly important.
So exciting.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're going to prioritize that.
Yeah, we'll let her think that.
Oh, and then with that, I just think, what's some of the progress you've made on that strategic plan so far that you're really proud of?
I think that we still maintain a great culture here, so that's something on there. One thing we initiated was something called listening sessions, where it's something new we tried, where we're bringing some of our staff into a room and we're really saying, what did you mean by this? Or how would you implement this if you were you were tasked with doing this? And so that allows us to get input from others and really listen. Sometimes when you do those focus groups and you get your feedback on paper, you may think you know what they were saying, but you don't unless you actually talk with people.
And I think one of the best things about those listening sessions is, and maybe that's because we're independent and nimble, but we've been able to put so much of that into action already.
We have. And so I think that shows that we listen. And I think that's what we do well here, is that we listen to the feedback, we listen to what's needed, we evaluate it, and then put something in place as we need that.
And one other thing I loved about the listening sessions was how often our staff talked about, again, patient-centered care. They saw something, just one small little thing that they thought, you know what, I think if we change this a little bit, it would benefit our patients even more.
Absolutely. And another thing that is ongoing, but that we're successful at, is recruiting providers here to the region and keeping specialty services here. So we're proud of what we do with that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And then what can people expect to see at Spencer Hospital in the future?
Yeah, I think in the future
But don't give away any secret stuff that we'd want our competitors to hear.
Correct. But I think you can continue to see that we will continue to do a great job of recruiting not only more staff into our team, but also from a provider perspective. Mm-hmm. I think that, into the future, we're going to continue to maintain being financially healthy. Yep. That's important. I think that we want to maintain our independence. Yes. And that's definitely up there. We're going to initiate our strategic plan and keep that going. I think that, it's just the quality care and the culture that really drives everything that we do. And I think those are two things that we are going to continue to really push forward and really work on.
I love that. That's great. And is there anything else that you would like to share with our community?
We do.
This is a great opportunity for you to share.
It is. So one thing before we do that, though, I always like to kind of be in charge.
Yes, you do.
Didn't guess
and that's
that.
Not kind of like to be in charge. She likes to be in charge.
So I'm just going to reverse it. Okay. What do you like about working here? How long have you worked here, and why do you stay, and what do you like?
Yes, that's a great question. I have worked here for a year and a half, and I like working here because of all the people and because of some of the independence that I have working here. When I have an idea, I can go sit down directly with different directors and different providers right here within the hospital, and I can pitch an idea to them and say, what do you think about this? Here's how I think it can help our community. And they can either say yes and give me a couple pointers on how we can even enhance it further, or they can say, here's some obstacles you're going to face. And then we can put it into action and we can make it happen.
That's the luxury of independence.
And I just absolutely love that. And it's just been really rewarding for me to be able to see how, I work in marketing, but even in marketing, I can help our community by telling them about some of the great things we're doing here at the hospital. And it's interesting because I'll go out for dinner with friends and they'll ask what happened at work today, and I'll tell them about a service line that we were talking about, and they didn't even know. And
Wow.
one of them that a lot of my friends, especially the ladies on the golf course, talk about are the vestibular goggles.
Those are super popular.
That we have in physical therapy. And because of some support from our foundation here at Spencer Hospital, we were able to buy these vestibular goggles, which help to diagnose vertigo,
dizziness.
Yeah.
Dizziness.
And it has been amazing because they're like, we just go in and they put these goggles on and Craig can find out what's wrong with me. And then he tips me different ways. And typically I'm feeling better in no time. I don't even have to take medicine for it.
Exactly.
And they're so excited. And so it's really fun for me to learn about those things and to be able to share it with the community and then to be able to see how it benefits the community. So
absolutely.
That's what I love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thanks for throwing that at me. That was not in the script.
I know. I like the surprise.
I feel like I did okay.
You did not bad for a marketing girl. That was pretty good. You've been a great addition to the team.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You have to say that because this is being recorded.
No, I mean it.
Oh,
I mean
you.
it. I mean it.
You.
You know, that's one thing I didn't mention before is just the teamwork here.
Yeah.
Is amazing. That really, again, it goes back to the people, but it's how they work as a team all the time.
That is so true.
It is true.
And it doesn't matter what department you're in. If somebody asks for help, you help. You help in any way you can.
I don't know what our time limit here is, but the greatest example of teamwork was during the flood and post-flood. Not only teamwork here at Spencer Hospital that I'm so proud of, but the community. How we all came together to get through that is it's amazing. Another thing that just sets us apart in this community.
Yeah.
We know that the community needs the Spencer Hospital, but never more so evident than during the flood to know how much we need the community and all the businesses downtown and how important it is that we all work together. Anyone who lives in this area should be so proud of how we have tried to recover from that flood. I know there are still monumental things that we still need to do, but it just really showed how we pulled together for the right reason.
And to see where we're at compared to the end of June.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, your pride in Spencer Hospital and the people here definitely shines through. So thank you so much for taking some time to share with our community, Spencer Hospital, and to help us see it through your eyes. I think that's really important.
Absolutely.
And before I let you go, I would like for you to share one healthy living tip with our listeners.
Okay.
And so what can you offer for a healthy living tip and how that can make our community a healthier place?
Well, I don't like to listen either, so I'm going to add 3.
Okay. That'll be just fine.
Drinking water is super, super important. You can't stress that enough. Stay hydrated. Drink water.
Yes.
I also think
and I want to say, if you ever come to the hospital for an appointment or anything like that, we have fruit infused water in our cafeteria and it's delicious.
It is delicious.
You never know what flavor you're going to get on any day, but it's always very good.
I actually copied that and I do that at home in a little.
You do?
Yeah, I do. It's just very good. I think the other thing is get out and walk. If you have the ability to walk or get a little exercise, try to get out and get a little exercise in, even if it's just 5 minutes here or there. It's very, very important. And the last thing I want to say is make sure that you get your flu shot to keep everybody healthy.
Especially with the holidays coming up.
Absolutely.
And really anytime we're all inside and we're around other people. So that is definitely a very good suggestion.
Absolutely. And I hope everybody's been good and Santa brings you what you want this year.
Yay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today at Spencer Hospital Health Talk. And I hope that you'll come back next time to join us. We have another exciting topic to cover. And thanks for listening.
Thanks.